Hello YouTube, this is Raquel with Paints and Glitter coming to you live today for a very quick video. I am working today with the Tonic Studios Craft Kit number 34, as you can see here. I'm going to be sharing a card process or making a card while you guys watch, so if anyone stops by, I welcome you to my channel and thank you for being here. If you're re-watching this video, I'm just going to describe this kit and then start making the card. Now, of course, I'm going to try to find my video on my library here on my computer so that I can see if anyone does come in. So there we go. Alright, so I'm ready to craft. What I'm going to show you first, of course, are the contents of this craft kit. If you're unfamiliar with Tonic Studios dies and their craft kits, if this is new to you, they do come with different dies. They come with a set of stamps. In this case, it's a congratulations, thank you, beautiful floral motif here. Also the same design that you're going to find in the dies. And this design here that almost looks like a ring, very fitting for different types of cards. And of course you get different bases. And also what's really neat about this set, which also appealed to me, is the fact that it came with different sentiments on the actual die set. So not only the stamps, but you get another 3 sentiments with the actual die set. So there's one here that says for a special someone. This one says sending warmest wishes. And then this one here, which says thinking of you. So they're all very lovely. And I'm just going to start assembling the card and showing you what I did. Here's a sample of another one that I've already completed. And this one I think is absolutely gorgeous. It has 3 different layers that I cut out. There's the base layer, and I used one of the decorative dies that will fit inside. This has stippling on the edge, and it then has a layer that fits right there. So that's done with a different die. This layer here was done by using a separate die, and then I just cut around the edge of the paper because the die cuts into the paper but it doesn't cut the border. And then here's one of the sentiments, and it says thinking of you. I thought it was really lovely. So it might appear to be a masculine style design to some people, but I don't find it to be the case. I thought it was really pretty to make a feminine card with this set. I also like the drops included in the kit because the kit does not just include the dies and stamps, but it includes Nuvo product. And in this particular one, there was this here, which is the crystal drops, and that is in Copper Penny. This one here, which is called Glitter Accents Harvest Moon. Absolutely beautiful color there. And then there's also this entire bottle, if you can believe that, a full-size bottle of Nuvo glitter, which is in this very deep chocolate brown, and that's exactly the name of it is chocolate brown. So it is not a sample size. These are full-size product here. So those 3 were included. There is also a full-size marker, glitter marker, and this is the color. And it's Imperial Blue. Really beautiful color. In fact, let me swatch it out so that you can see that. And these markers, if you've never seen these from Nuvo, they come like this. There's no color on the tip because you have to actually press it and get that color to flow to the tip before you can use the marker. And as you can tell, I have yet to even swatch this one. But once you pounce it, you're going to see that the color will flow all the way down to the tip of the marker, just like that. And now you can start coloring with it. And here's of course, the effect is that it does have the glitter in the ink. And you get to see what that looks like there. So a really pretty color. It does have a silver sheen to it instead of gold, but there are glitter markers with gold glitter in them, just to let you know. Then in the kit there was also an ink pad, and I've since put mine away, but here it is. Now, mine came like this. I haven't yet used it. It's called Midnight Surf, and this is a hybrid ink pad, so that means that you can use it with different types of mediums to, it's great for embossing or coloring. You can put it on your surface and add water to it. So very nice color, and of course it's a deep blue, so let me just go ahead and swatch that out just in case anybody's interested. Really juicy color. All I did was pounce that, and you get to see how dark of a navy blue. It's a true navy, or actually I wouldn't say true navy, it's even darker than that, I would say. So it's a navy blue with I would say a hint of maybe even gray in it. So very lovely color there. So again, back to the card. What I've done here is that I have cut out a base using one of the dies in the kit, which just cuts this beveled edge. Now, I didn't dry emboss it. If I had done so, then I would get that very pronounced beveled edge, but all I did was cut it. Then I used the same die grouped together with two other dies to get this shape here, which I think is so pretty. I've also used, let's see here, so what came out of here, the piece of paper that would have been in the center of this, then turned into this because I used another die and cut into it. So you'll see that this should match perfectly here. So you don't have to separate them. You can certainly group the dies. However, if you do separate them, then you get the benefit of that extra piece. So that's what I did there. And then I did cut it again in purple without that decorative piece, and now I have a piece that I can layer right behind it, just like that. And here is the piece that I cut out with the sentiment die. You could use it either way, in either perspective, but you do get to see that there is a beveled edge there. So if you do a dry emboss it, you're going to get a nice texture to that. And then here's this other sentiment, which reads, "Sending warmest wishes." So I'm just going to assemble this, and then I'll show you where this is going to go. I'm going to grab my Barely Art adhesive here. This is what I've been using lately. And let's see if I can get it to, yep, flow. This adhesive is nice and strong. I'm using, I believe this is about 80-pound weight cardstock, if I'm not mistaken. It is a little thicker than the 65-pound traditional weight card, at least here in the US. Okay, so there's that. Just gonna set that aside. Oh, hi Terry, no worries, you are not late at all. I am just playing around with my TonicStudios die set that I received recently. I've been a bit under the weather, so I haven't been crafting much, and I just wanted to come along and say hello and make a quick card. So I'm not going to be making a huge project today by any means. I just wanted to come along and chat, say hello, and kind of catch up with people if anyone stopped by. So I tend to do impromptu live videos as I'm able to. I'm not very good at announcing them. Trying to be better at that. I did post it on Instagram, however, it was just a very quick post. So I hope you're doing well, Terry. Are you in the United States? And I guess my next question is, do you like Tonic products? Are you familiar with them? Oh, wonderful. Well, these these dies, if you're not familiar with them, they are available now in the US. I mean, they have been for a while, but oh, wonderful. Okay, so this is the let me just show you a quick peek here. This is the craft kit number 34. So this is what I'm using today, and this is how I was able to cut out all of these beautiful, beautiful shapes into these cards. And just to show you also, this is the other thing I wanted to mention. This is for an A2 size card, I believe is the size. A2 is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So these are, Terry, you would probably already know this, but this is the traditional size that we would mail here in the United States, which is smaller than the type of cards that you would get in the UK. But for us, it's a bit more feasible to mail these out because then they don't cost as much. And that it can be a point of contention for some people. I did see some feedback on Facebook regarding that. Someone was not happy with the size. She found it to be, you know, basically like she was being shortchanged for the money because of that size. And that's a personal opinion. I can, you know, I can understand where she's coming from if she's accustomed to larger dies. But I would say that you can also group these with other dies that you may already have to give yourself a larger background if you desire to have a larger card, because Tonic Studios does make so many lovely dies that are big. In fact, there is a wallet die set that I think would play well with this one, and then that way you could make yourself a nice big background. So here you see I just took my time there, of course, placing that adhesive there because I like to be nice and neat. But this is just going to group with the background here, and this is the background that I also cut with one of the dies in the kit. And now, I mean, even this, even if you only use this particular combination here, I think that would make a lovely card. And then you could use the sentiments that sometimes come in the paper pads. You know how they always come with pre-printed, let me show you here. In fact, I just happen to have one here laying on the side. So these pre-printed cards that come in so many of the paper collections or ephemera, you could just group that into something like this, and that would make a really sweet card. And, you know, of course you could embellish that a bit more. This happens to be quite plain, but I'm just emphasizing the size there. So I think they're quite versatile. I'm always happy with them, which is the reason I order them, of course. But here, now this is going to group like so. Now I am going to be using this in this perspective also. And what I can do here is that I don't have to keep this flat. For interest, I am going to add some foam adhesive. So I have this off to the side. And I'm sort of moving in slow motion here, but that's not intentional by any means. So Terry, what projects are you working on? Are you crafting today? You're having a solo session here because I think everyone else is on lunch. Oops, my light. There we go. Accidentally knocked that over. So I'm just using this inexpensive adhesive here. I think I got I'm pretty sure I got this at the dollar store, and it's this roll adhesive that's double-sided. Oh, nice. You're working on an album. Those are my favorite projects, are the mini albums. Or I mean, I'm assuming it's a mini album. Maybe it's not. Wonderful. I've soon have to begin making quite a few, actually. So is your cousin, is it someone who's a child or young, or is it commemorating a particular event? All right, so I'm just going to line this up here. Just like so. And then I'm going to do the same with this one, because that's going to give it some depth. Just one piece here I think should be sufficient. Okay, so this is going to go right here in the middle. And what I've done also is that I have already a folded card here. Now this is a 5x7, but what I can do is that I can keep going. If I wanted to, I could keep going with larger paper and make this a 5x7 card. Oh wow. Yes, definitely, Terry. A retirement gift. That's wonderful. Oh my gosh. I'm sure she will love it. If you are going to share it on Facebook, please let me know because I would love to see it. So what I'm going to do actually is that I'm going to cut this card base down, which might seem wasteful, but I just want to go ahead and make this easy for myself. So I'm just going to use the card that I already have here. And these are just the ones that you can buy at any craft store, any major store, Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And my guillotine cutter doesn't always cut 100% straight. Not sure why, but I'm going to do my best here to cut this down. It's very likely my own fault. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it down at 4 1/4 here. All right. Okay. So now I can just apply this to my base. And I can keep it here, or I can keep going with it in terms of adding to this. I'm going to apply adhesive back here, and I think I'm just going to go along with the wet adhesive. And this might be a little bit top heavy, but I think it's okay to make a card like this every now and then. They seem to be in fashion anyway. Okay, so it just leaves a very small border around, all around, which I think is eye-catching anyway. You could definitely do a card base in a light gray with this color combination, or continue on with the lavender. I just happen to have white on hand, so that's why I decided to go with that. Now, I just wanted to show you, because of the way that you would cut out these papers, you get some sort of leftovers. And this is what it looks like, because it cuts, that die that I was mentioning cuts into the paper, but it doesn't cut a border. So what I did was that I did cut a border around it. This was what was left over, so I'm just going to kind of poke out these little pieces that cut into the paper there, because I think this is a really beautiful design and I hate to let it go to waste. So instead of tossing this, I just gave myself a frame, and of course if you happen to have a die that fits this size, then you could use that. And then here's another leftover piece. This is what I cut with actually, I'm not quite sure. I think I used one of these. It may have been the background piece that's there. I can't remember now. But this would have been a leftover piece. So now I'm just going to group these because they fit perfectly, of course. And then I can use this to write my sentiment on the inside of this card and just continue on with the design. Now, I can also make sure that if I don't like that white that shows through those little pieces there, let me bring it up close so you see what I mean. If I don't like the white showing through that, then I can certainly use another piece here and make this my base and put this on top. Just because it's variegated in color, So that wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down. And again, I apologize for my movement being so slow. I'm entirely aware of that. I'm just nursing a pinched nerve. So it's not conducive to sitting and crafting. But I've done my stretches today and I did my walking. Oh, thank you. The color combinations, Terry, are, if you think in the color wheel, okay, just to give you a little pointer, on the color wheel, orange and blue are opposite. So they are colors that coordinate with each other. So this is not orange and blue, but it would be essentially a version of that because it is peach, which is very close to orange, and purple, which has blue in it. So when you're looking at color combinations, you can use basically like derivatives of the color and they're still going to match. So I hope that makes sense. In this case, you know, these are pastels, but I wanted to see how light I could kind of push the color, if you will, and still match it with copper. And I was really quite pleased at how light, for instance, this light lavender and the light pink behind it still matched the copper drops, because I was testing the copper drops, really is what I was doing. So these are the glittery ones, and then also the Nuvo. What kind of Nuvo? This is a crystal drop. So the crystal drop is the smooth one that you see there. And then the glittery ones that look very similar to stickles, that is this one here, which is the glitter accents. So I was looking for colors that would maybe play well with the metallic. And what I'm noticing is, for instance, this is very similar also to rose gold, which is very in right now. So that's what led me to use these colors. And I know that may have been kind of crazy. I don't know. I hope it made sense. But yeah, that's what I was doing. I was playing around, you know, kind of playing around with the color wheel in my brain, coming up with combinations. But no one needs to be that technical. You can just do it because you like the colors and you want to match those two together. I'm going to cut this one down a tiny bit more. You could bear with me because I forgot to take away the 1/16 of an inch on here. Oh, you're very welcome, Terry. Very, very welcome. Yeah, I haven't owned one in ages, but the concept is something I think that because I've, you know, gotten myself accustomed to that, it kind of comes naturally now. But every now and then it's really great to do that and, you know, just reference it, especially if you're kind of fresh out of ideas, or you just are not, say you get a paper pack, and we all do this, we buy the paper packs, and you get a piece of paper in that pack that you would never in a million years use because it's not to your liking, it's not your style. A lot of us end up with a stack, right? A stack of papers that you're looking at going, okay, I'll never use that. If you look at a color wheel and you see which color plays well with that paper, you may be pleasantly surprised at how much you may end up liking it, because you matched it up with a color that you did like. So it's kind of like a no paper left behind kind of mentality. Because sometimes it's not comfortable for people to work with all colors, but I always say it's a good challenge to have. It's good to push yourself and make, you know, make use of things that you're not comfortable with all the time in crafting, because it can lead to also discovering new techniques, things like that. So that's just my little base there. I'm now going to go ahead and use this little frame that I made. And you can see here I did use almost it's not a T ruler, but it's a corner guide, so that I would know where to cut that down. But you can use the grid on a mat. Okay, so here's that. Now, of course, I could have gone with the peach color, but again, I was just using the papers that were just left over, and I thought that it would be fun to make use of them. And I really like it also when I make a card. I really, really like it when the design flows into the inside of the card as well, instead of just leaving it blank. Hi Josie, thank you for joining us. I am making a very, very simple video today, Josie, using the Tonic Craft Kit number 34. So there is that one. It fit like a glove. I love how it's kind of like a puzzle piece. And of course mine's a tiny bit off because that's just how I craft, right? Perfection is just not always possible. Yes, Terry, I agree with you. With paper collections, I sometimes find that, you know, that I'll like maybe one paper and an entire paper pad. And I've even gone as far as scanning them into my computer so that if I want it in the future, there it is. But yeah, I'm very picky. Very, very picky with the papers. However, I have found, for instance, and I'm going to give you a sample in just a moment, I have found that pushing myself to use certain papers has led to projects that are, once it's all done, because it's cohesive, I can look at it as a complete project and go, you know what, that's not that bad, even if there are particular papers in it that I don't care for personally. So here are my two cards. Now, because this has that warm undertone, I am going to go ahead and put Nuvo drops on it. And this is, again, this is the Copper Penny crystal drop. So I think I'm just going to put it on the border here. And this is very, very fluid. It comes out of that bottle so fast. So you kind of have to be careful with that. And I realize with lavender, it might be a little bit strange to see that, but I like it. And, okay. Trying to make sure that I see where I place my previous ones. Doing that. So Josie, are you crafting today? Okay. So as I'm placing these drops, I'm also counting, which is why I got kind of quiet there for a moment. That's how I tend to do the drops. It's kind of like, you know, following the beat. So that way I put the same number of drops on every corner. But I really like that. It draws the eye to the design as well. You see what I mean? And they're absolutely beautiful. The color is just stunning. So I think I'm going to have to play with them a bit more Now I can keep going. I can go absolutely crazy with these, right? But I think what I'm going to do is maybe just place them on the edge here to draw the eye up. Like so. And then at the bottom. And you can tell how careful I'm being also, because if you go too fast with this sort of medium, you will end up with a hot mess, guaranteed. Thank you, ladies. Oh, so you're gonna make a mini album, Josie? Yes, please, 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 guys, if you do make them, come back and share. You know, leave me a comment and say, hey, Raquel, I finished my album, so that way I can come by and watch. Because I love seeing mini albums. Okay, so there's that one. And again, that was the crystal drop. Nice and smooth, very shiny. Almost like those brads that you would see on a nice handbag. What did I say, Terry? You're laughing? I don't even know why, you know, what it was that was funny. Oh, okay, so this one has a lot more texture, guys, because there's a lot of glitter in there. So this is the kind of drop that, you know, I would say less is more with this one, but it actually really depends on what you're going for, you know? So I'm just gonna match here. And this is another really fun thing about this die set, I think, is the fact that it's, oh, what's the word for it? It's mirror images. You know, the design is the same on one side as it is on another. I sometimes get annoyed by designs that will start off frilly on one end and then on the other end you're like, well, what happened there? Where did it go? I have a little bit of a harder time with that sort of design, but okay, so those, all right, here I'm going to show you something. Oh, the counting. Oh yeah, Terry, it's total OCD in my brain, counting all day long. So let me show you something here. So I like to show the details. So here's the difference in these drops. Let me see if I can do it at an angle. Maybe you guys can see what I'm talking about. Hi, Wandy. How are you, sweetie? I'm so glad you came by, because that way I can, you know, say live what I'm not able to really, I mean, you know, you can text people, but stuff doesn't come across as well. You know what I mean? Because ladies, Josie and Terry, if you guys don't know, Wandy's having a birthday challenge. So she asked that, thank you, sweetie. She asked that we send in a birthday card and then also some other items for her challenge. And I slowly but surely was making the items, and I have to apologize publicly, oh my gosh, because I was just like, okay, this is so not representative of my best work and by any means, but I really wanted to send something, so I quickly went to the post office yesterday and sent it off, and I was like, oh my gosh, when she opens this, she's gonna be like, what the heck, what happened to Raquel? And so I was like, this isn't good, because I'm working through pain right now. I'm in a lot of physical pain, so I'm just trying to get my mind off of it and do things, but it's really counterproductive, which explains why it took me so long to just make this card. So Wendy, apologies in advance, because when you open it, I will not be hurt in any way if you look at it and are like, what a hot mess. Well, thank you for to Tonic. Thanks to Tonic Studios. This is a nice card. because it makes me look like I worked really hard when all I did was just put this together. Although it's kind of a tricky set, and let me explain why. Oh, I was talking about the drops. Just went off on a tangent there. The drops here, these are more conical in shape, if you know what I mean. Like more like little cones. You see that? Instead of being nice and smooth like the other ones, and that's because of the glitter. So here's what they tell you to do, to like tap the card gently so that it settles, but I did that and nothing happened. So I do not want to keep tapping this, because what will happen is that the other ones will spread out and then they'll become wider than what I want them to be. So here's a point, you know, tip, I should say. You can wait for these to dry, or do them in reverse. You know, do these first, slap the heck out of your card, get it in the shape that you want, and then once they're dry, do the other ones, or vice versa. Wait for these to dry and then do these later. Because I'm so tempted right now to put my finger on there and go mush, 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 but you can't do that because then you'll ruin your card. Whereas over here, let me show you what happens if it's too hot. Yeah, let me show you. Okay, so here's case in point right here. Oh, my phone. See what I mean? Oh, I'll show you. Yep. So see that splat? That's not what you want. So this one, the very nice smooth one that looks like the that rounded dome shape there. Yeah, it happens to all of us. I agree. These are the crystal drops. So the consistency of this when it dries is that nice beveled, you know, dome. These are the chunky ones. These are the ones that are called glitter accents. So because this one is, yeah, the crystal drops are gorgeous. Now let me see if I have some other ones real quick. Because, let's see here. Yes, this is another crystal drop in this rose. So this one, of course, is has more sheen and on it, whereas this one will dry shiny, but it's more of a gloss. This one's a lot like lip gloss, in fact. Let me show you here. Let me move this aside because I don't want to ruin it. So yeah. Yes, the crystal drops are different than the other ones. I'll show you some other ones while you guys are here. So this one reminds me of lip gloss, totally. I guess I should make a bigger drop. I don't know why I'm being so chintzy. All right, let me show you guys there. But there's some really pretty, it's got a nice body to it. So there's the pink. Or wait, it's called Party Pink. Woohoo! All right, let me see if I can focus here because I have no clue where the camera is. Okay, so that one's Party Pink. And it's a really pretty color. And then there are Jewel Drops. Now that's a different kind. Let's see here. Okay, so here's for instance, this is Strawberry Coulis is the name of this, which is the name of a drink. Yes, the Jewel Drops are more translucent, meaning more light will go through that one. So let me show you that. And you'll notice right away the difference. This is the one, in fact, that I used on my mini album where I put drops all over the page. Okay, Wandy, so if you don't have jewel drops... Oh, shoot. Alright. If you don't have jewel drops, they are really, really soft. See how much softer the color is in that one? Yeah, let me show you a sample. Okay, here's another jewel drop. These are the ones that I preferred just because I got to thinking about how I would use them on chipboard and things like that. So if you haven't seen the video where I showed the little camera that I did that was for oh goodness gracious, swap. Oh my gosh, I couldn't get that word out. So the swap that I did where there was a little camera, well, here's why, Wandy. It depends on how you're going to use them. I like the translucency of the jewel drops only because this allows me to sort of layer it on other things, because I don't just use them as the little drops that, you know, I don't just use them like this. I also will take a drop and, for instance, let me grab one of these. I will do this and put it on top of something else. Now this just totally disappeared because it's yellow, but I'll do that on chipboard, for instance. And then, oh shoot, I wish I could show you a sample, but I can't, because then I'll give you a sneak peek into a project. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find a sample of what I mean. I just throw them all in a box here, but let me show you. Because I think I need to set this aside. So for something like this, I used, see now then okay. So I will use, for instance, the jewel drops on a flower, and it gives it that wet look. It gives it that little bit of shine. So I don't know if that's visible or not. But you see how there's texture there, and it also looks like it's still wet? That's the jewel drops. These are all jewel drops. Let me show you, because sometimes, you know, in videos you have to go fast, because otherwise the ADD kicks in and nobody's listening anyway. Not to be judgmental, but that's how it always goes, you know? That's why I don't say too much about how I make things in the videos, because I figure, well, 3 minutes ago nobody was listening anyway. Yes. I agree. Write it down, Wendy, because the jewel drops are, again, they are translucent. They're gonna give you this look right here. You see all those little drops all over the place? And how they add that little bit of shine to your paper, but it's not kind of in your face. They're really, really soft. That's that watercolor look, and I enjoy that because I love watercolor. And that's exactly what I did here. What color is that for these? Sorry, Terry, I'm a girl who tells it like it is. I'm not meaning to be rude. It's just reality, you know what I mean? So for these, what I used was a combo of I basically just used all of them, the ones that I have. But let me show you the ones that I have, and then that way if you want to get them. Oh, and I just smushed my book. Whoops, my bad. Good thing it's not going anywhere. Look what I did, guys. That's what I get for teasing people. Alright, let me set it aside before I ruin it again. Yeah, yep. The jewel are translucent, and then the crystal are more pigmented, but they're still shiny, you know? Wait a minute, what did I just say? No. Yes. They're more translucent. Sorry. Totally confused myself. And then, yeah, the crystal are more pigmented. Yeah. So, let me show you the ones that I used in that book. I did the whole pastel range here. That's what I did. I get mine from Tonic, sweetie. You can use my link right below this video. I have a link that'll take you right to Tonic Studios. And on my blog, I also have a link that goes right to Nuvo on Tonic Studios. So I get them from them. They a lot of times will have sales. And if not, yeah, if not, then I will, I'm trying to think, because I can send you another link. because I have affiliate links for either Tonic directly or Craft Stash directly, and those are two different sources. I can't say whether or not I've seen a good sale on Craft Stash on Nuvo, but Tonic Studios will do their sales on Wednesdays, is when you want to be checking the website, because that's when they put on some really good sales. So for instance, tomorrow, and they've probably already announced the sales for tomorrow. I haven't taken a look just yet. But that's when you want to get them, because I've gotten them for as low as, I think, $2.50 a bottle. And these can go for up to, oh goodness, I think I've seen them for up to $3 something a bottle, you know what I mean? But that's what I did. I used key lime, I love the names too, rose water, and this was a collection, limoncello, pale periwinkle, and orange marmalade. These were the ones that I used for that one fairy album, because, and Wandy, you would love these because they're right up your alley because of the pastel colors. So this is a range that's really nice to have. Yeah, they dry really, really pretty because you don't lose the color once they're dry. Of course, you don't want to mush them like I just did. Blah! You don't want that. Let me show you, let me see if I can find, I'm so tempted to show you another one, but again, I can't give you a sneaky peeky just yet. Let me see if I have, sometimes you use your items and you forget, right? Let me take a look here. I can't remember if I use them in here or not, so I apologize, guys, because sometimes I'll use a product and completely forget. But they're excellent. They're excellent for this sort of thing. The beautiful board pieces, chipboard pieces. They're really great for that. And shoot, I wish I had a sample of it. I'm kind of blanking right now. But my point being that you can color any naked kind of wood pieces, you can color with those Nuvo drops. Thank you so much. Trying to see here what else. Oh, let me show you. I'm trying not to knock over the camera. So the other thing that you can do, hi Sandra, here's another sample. For instance, on this book, I used, and this is just completely different, but I used oxide ink on that paper that you see there in that background. Thank you, Terry. And then because oxide ink reacts to water, then when I put the Nuvo drops on there, it gave it a completely different look, which I was not expecting, but I liked it in the end. It turned out much brighter than I thought. But yeah, so you can play around with the drops, you know, and of course this almost looks like neon. But for me, crafting is, you know, part of the discovery of what's going to happen next when, you know, when you don't know, that sort of thing. I don't mind that. If it doesn't go as I planned, that's not always a bad thing. So I want to see, yeah, you can also, I mean, this is vellum back here. So I'm not quite sure if I use Nuvo on that, but that is another medium that you can use on vellum. You can definitely do that. So if you like making translucent kind of projects or ephemera, you can use your Nuvo drops on that. So, whoopsie, just lost the paper there. So yeah, do you guys have any questions for me? Here, let me bring back, because I think, who is it that just came in, Sandra? This is what I was, let me zoom in actually, so that way, can I, whoops, that's almost too close, yeah. Zoom in. So there's that. there's the cards, and you can see the difference, you know, rushed application versus I took my time. Yeah, these are the ones, these were last, well, you could order them last month and then they just came in, the Tonic Craft Kit 34. The next one that's coming, oh my word, it's, you guys, if you haven't gotten it, I'm not one for pushing product, and I love to show it to people because I enjoy it, but the next one that's coming out, which you can still order, well, it depends if you, just to answer your question, Wendy, it depends if you get a one-off purchase or if you buy it as a subscription, you know, like a monthly subscription. But let me show you something, because this is why I think these are reasonable, okay? This came with all of these dies that you see here. And the base price is, let's see, what is it? 34 or 35, something like that. And then shipping. In any case, I think it comes to like $40. Just to say at the end of the day, you paid $40, right? So you get all of these dies. It came with a stamp set. They always do. So this is this one. It came with full size, over 3 ounces worth of glitter. So you'll never again in your life need brown glitter. Because who's going to use that much? I have no idea. And it's a beautiful color. It came with the sorry guys, because I had put it away. Full size Nuvo drops. Now they don't always do this. Sometimes you will get, let me show you the other one. Okay, sometimes you'll get a size product like this. So you see the difference? But this time it came with a full-size Nuvo drop. It came with full-size glitter drop. Okay. And you can retail these separately and see how much you would spend just separately for those products. It came with full-size again, glitter marker, and also a sample size, or you know, the mini cube of the hybrid ink. So it came with that. And then I haven't even showed you guys the papers. So let me show you the papers. So here are the papers that it comes with. So let me see if I can fit all this. You could bear with me one moment. I'm just going to move all the Nuvo stuff out of the way. So I don't want to ruin it. I know I will. I know that I will. I am consistent in that. You know, get a little bit comfortable. Oh yeah. It's kind of like, but wait, there's more. All right. And these are not, you know, the die sets, of course, they vary. But look, comes, if you like glitter cardstock, now mind you, the color collection may not be for everyone. This might not be something that you like, but you're going to get introduced to handmade papers. This one's gorgeous. I have pictures, in fact, on Instagram of, yes, their dies are phenomenal. I have a mini album that I made using this paper, and it is just absolutely stunning because I did a blue and white. And yeah, it's for, you know what, the highest price you're going to pay is about $40 if you only pay it as a one-time purchase. If you pay for the subscription, then it actually is lower than that. So yeah, here's another handmade paper. Again, this matches with all those copper drops that we were just looking at. So say you have an anniversary card that you have to make. That's a stunning, stunning color. And let me see. That's the end of those. Okay, so I don't want to show you my big mug because I am not looking too cute right this moment. And one of these is highly reflective, but here's this peachy color, which again, we were talking about colors earlier on the color wheel with the peach and blue. Here's another copper, and this is very similar to, if you're familiar with Cricut brand cardstock. These are very similar to their heavier cardstock, which if you know anything about that brand, then you know it's very high quality. And these are the pearlescent cardstock, so they have a nice sheen to them. And then here are the other two, which I don't want to blind you guys either, but do you see that? See, because all you're going to see is my camera there. But that's the one, that's the specialty card. This is the satin one, and then this is that high gloss one. Mirror, mirror. Yep. Oh yeah, who's the hot mess of them all today? That would be me. Because this girl did not pull out, you know, the hair dryer and all that bit. Not today. Not today. I'm going to the hospital later on. So, you know, I'm looking like somebody who needs to be in a hospital right now. Oh my gosh. No, it's hot and humid today. So for me, that's indicative of don't even bother. No, it's okay, Wandy. I mean, I'm getting an MRI to rule out any horrible issues. So, you know, but by the grace of God, I think it's going to be okay. You know? Although when they take a look at me, they might be like, oh, that lady needs treatment. Stat! Somebody help her. Oh gosh, let me stop. All right. So I just wanted to show you also, here's the other thing, because of course I go off on my tangents, just being a goofball. This has 3 sentiments in it that are the die cuts. And then it has 2 more that are stamps. So it's got the thank you, the congratulations, and then it's got the, let me show you, the sending warmest wishes. Me? I don't take myself too seriously. I'm too grown for that. You know what I mean? It has the thinking of you. Beauty parlor. No, they saw me and they closed they closed, Sandra. They said, nah, we'll take that stimulus check. We're not open for business anymore. Okay, wait a minute. There was the thinking of you, sending warmest wishes, and then there's where is it? You know what? I think it's this one. No, they charge me twice as much because I've got a lot of hair. Okay, so then there's for a special someone. That's the other one. So let me cut this out and show you guys because it's so darling. So pretty. I'm going to set these aside real quick. Yes, you have to have a sense of humor. Life is too short to take yourself far too seriously. It's not good. It's not healthy. And for me, I'm just like, nah. Let me laugh at myself because anyway, you know, other people are doing it too, so why not? All right, so here's the other, for this particular kit, it also has 2 different frames, and this is what I really, really like about these. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sandra. You didn't get one. You know, there's, I don't know where you are, Sandra. Did you tell me you were, yeah, you said you were in the US? I don't know the whole, yeah. the rules about all that. I was kind of confused by that. Oh, that's why you created Wendy? Yeah, I have to be careful with that sort of thing. The filters and all that, you know, because I mess around like that with my husband. In fact, I sent a video of one of our little ridiculous escapades, which was just us singing. That was it. To oh my gosh, who did I send it to? It was Carolyn Vega from Tea Time and Dolls. So I sent her one. And we were both laughing because I was like, this is us just being goofballs. But yeah, they can be fun. So just to let you know, okay, so this particular set, it has three dies, I should say here, that have the beveled edge that correspond, so to speak, with each other. And then it has these other ones that have that stippled edge. And here's another thing that I love about the Tonic dies is if they have one with those little dots, which is what that means. Let me show you. And it cuts like that with the little dots, then it's going to have a corresponding one. And that's what this is. This smaller one. It'll correspond. So it's got also those tiny little dots all the way around. So they don't skimp on detail, I guess is my point. And you know, everything's going to coordinate. It's all going to look lovely. And then, of course, with the other range of dies that you can get from them, you're going to see the same thing. Wandy, I 100% agree with you, darling. I'm not sure what's going on there. But that's a conversation not for you two. Because this girl, you know, all I can say is as a Christian female, sí, ya lo hice. Ya lo hice. But as a Christian female, like my mother would tell me, I gotta guard my testimony. So that's why, you know, I don't know what to say about that. But let me show you another set here, because I'm gonna show you guys a sneak peek of this is a designer's choice die. So if you don't know, okay, so say $40 is too much. You know, you're getting all those papers and the Nuvo product and all that. If $40 is way too much for your pocketbook because maybe you have that money already vested in other things, this is a $20 a month die. Now you're not getting the papers, you're not getting Nuvo product, but this is a designer's choice die, which I haven't previewed on this channel yet. However, it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces just on here. Yeah, the 40 kit is awesome, but for sure, this, like if you just wanted to get your feet wet, however, and you just wanted to try one, now this is a limited time type of design. You're not going to see it again unless they re-release it for some crazy reason, but it's an exclusive die set, and then they'll put that out once a month, and if you get that, then you get to play around with the dies and see if you like them, that sort of thing. Now this one is this is one of them. The other one was the, oh yes, there's always a preview of the following month's kits. The best place to see them, in my personal opinion, is directly either on the Tonic website, what am I saying, the Tonic YouTube page, or the Tonic Facebook page. Yes, let me show you. You know what? To heck with it. I'm going to show you a preview. I shouldn't because I have a video coming up, but whatever. Let me show you quick. Just because I'm guessing that a lot of people are not going to see, they're not going to see this video anyway. So I'm not going to worry about it. But this is for my video coming this, what is it, Saturday? This is made with this die set. So what I used was obviously that top part that cuts away the base. It cut away this piece here. Thank you. I used this piece here that you can tell there's papers left in it. That's the one that I repeated 3 times here as the base got covered up, but that's how I used it. And then what's cool is that I was able to make the card base using that shaped die. Yep, hiding it. Okay, you saw it? Hiding it. You got a sneaky peeky of my design video that I'm coming up with, which I'll do my best. I also wanted to show you the Believe that was just on that one card. That was also from